Hi, Greg. How are you? I'm going to be interviewing you today.
Yay!
As a founding member of the Word Law Group and partner, tell me, what is our most important core value?
Our most important core value is service. Now, we actually have three core values that are related to service. That is service to our clients, service to our teammates, and service to our community. You know, when we figured out our core values about 3 years ago, we sat down with all of our senior employees, everybody who'd been with us for more than 2 or 3 years, and we made a list of over 100 core values. And we just edited them down and consolidated, and we came up with what's the most important thing that drives us every day. And we came up with service. And of the service that we do, the service of the clients is the most important thing. And the question is, why is that? Well, I always say to my team, look, we rank service to the clients the most important, because without our clients, obviously we wouldn't have a business, but more importantly, we wouldn't be able to help anybody. We really give service to our clients, and the way we serve them is by handling car accident cases and slip and falls and other injuries, but mostly car accident cases. We feel like by making client service our most important core value, that keeps us focused on the most important thing, and that is the client, and giving good service to the clients. You know, we all have to suffer through a lot of bad customer service these days. Pick up the phone, you know, people aren't trained, they're rude. You go to a hotel, the clerk is rude. Sometimes you go to a restaurant, the wait staff is rude. And, you know, you're driving down the road, everybody's rude on the road. And so we really would like to try and be an example of people who are not rude, people who are really doing our best to give great service to our clients in the one area we can help them in. And car accidents is such an important area.
So why should we never sacrifice our core values? Because you're mentioning about people in the restaurant business, in the hotel industry, in the banks. We see that every day, that people are sacrificing service at all costs nowadays. What do you think we shouldn't?
It really sets us apart from everybody else, right? When people, look, car accidents are serious, right? When you get hurt in a car crash, you know, you've got medical bills, you've got injuries, your body's never going to be the same, probably. You've got bills to repair your car, you're probably out of work. This is a serious business, and you're probably upset because some person rear-ended you or hit you on the road and caused you these injuries. So that's a really tough situation. And I'll tell you, most of our clients who come to us, they're pretty upset in the first place. And the first thing we have to do is we got to make sure that we're not making that situation worse. You know, it's unfortunate that in Florida, insurance is not mandatory. So a lot of times people come to us hoping we can help them, and we can't even help them because the other driver had no insurance. And so we want to make sure that when we put service first, that the clients can rest assured and know that we'll do everything we can to help them recover for this car crash. Sometimes there's nothing we can do. If there's no insurance, there's really not much we can do. And so we're handling very serious cases with very serious consequences, and we're trying to do our very best to make sure that everybody understands that we do put their needs and interests first. I mean, we run a business, of course, but the truth is we always have to remind ourselves and everyone who works with us, the client's service is the most important thing that we're going to do.
So some people might say, oh, you're the owner. You don't really serve anybody. So let me ask you the question that everybody's thinking. Who did you serve?
Well, for me personally, you know, I'm Christian. I've been a Christian for over 10 years now. I believe that my service is always for God, right? And that's my personal belief. You know, we talk about this in our organization. My values as a Christian are that, you know, I want to serve everybody. Jesus was a servant leader, and he said the last shall be first and the first shall be last. And what that really means is the person who, you know, is the first is a person who serves everyone. And so fundamentally, morally, ethically, you know, in my soul, I want to serve people. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm following God's example of service. But then more importantly, one of the key things that we have to understand is when you say that, you know, who do you serve? I serve, of course, all the clients. Now, do I always serve them directly? No, I don't always talk to every single client. Hopefully, the attorneys who work with us and the case managers who work with us, the paralegals, will be able to answer the client's questions and handle their case really, really, really well, and they won't need to speak with me. And so, you know, I'll talk to a client if they have a complaint or they have an issue or if they want to thank us for a great settlement. I like to hear those things. But who do I serve? I serve my team, right? Which is our second core value, service to the team, and make sure that if I train them and I serve them and I prepare them to do the job, they should give our clients the best service that we've trained them to provide. And so it really is an organization where it's, you'd say it's top down, but I look at it as bottom up. I'm at the, they have a pyramid of companies. I'm really this way, where it's like my job is to serve everybody and make sure everybody has the tools they need to do a great job.
So let me ask you a question. Do you expect something from serving your team or serving in any other way?
At this point in my life and in our lives, because obviously we're spouses, we're married. So at this point in my life, though, my goal is just to get a good result. I want to make sure that people understand that as long as they are taken care of and we do our best, again, we can't always promise we're going to win every case. If there's insurance and there's injuries there, odds are we'll do the best we can for you in those situations. But sometimes there's no insurance, or sometimes the driver's hit and run, drives off, we can't find them. Sometimes the medical records don't support the injuries, and we have to tell the client there's not really any claim. And those are all unfortunate, but that's fortunately a very small percentage of the cases we handle. Most of the cases, there are serious injury cases, and people have that. So, to answer the question, what do I get out of it? It's what makes me get up every day. I would not have a purpose in life if I wasn't serving other people. So I'm a little selfish in the sense that I enjoy serving people, but I'm also blessed that really gets me going.
I love that. So this other question is really interesting. Who did you learn how to serve?
So if you read the book, The 5 Languages of Love, right? The 5 Love Languages, I think it's Gary Chapman who wrote the book.
Yes.
There are some people who show their love through acts of service. I actually am an acts of service person. So who did I learn it from? I didn't really learn it from anybody because I've been serving people my whole life. I always have tried to go above and beyond and give good service. And as a result of that, I've done very well in most of the jobs that I've had. But now, who do I serve? I serve God. And I believe in all my heart that this is what he wants me to be doing right now. And I even teach a class to people, young people, on how to find out what your purpose is in life. And I've done the exercises I tell people to do, and this is my purpose. And so as long as I'm doing this purpose, I'm serving who I'm supposed to be serving. And really, that's between me and God, and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life until he tells me otherwise.
So do you practice service every day?
I mean, yes.
Let's start with you bring me a cup of coffee.
I was going to say, my day, every day, my first thing of the day.
Talk about your calendar.
I wake up in the morning and I go and I make my wife coffee every
Yay!
morning. And she loves my coffee, and she loves it so much that she actually makes me bring a coffee maker on every trip we go on, because the hotel coffee just isn't the same.
It is true. He makes the best coffee ever. We've been all around the world. My husband's coffee is really the best.
Yes. So
after you do your husbandly duty,
right.
What's next on the calendar?
Well, I usually make my own breakfast then at that point, or I go to the gym and then I have the breakfast after that, and then I see if the kids need to be helped out in the mornings getting ready for school. I take my older daughter to the bus stop most days, and then really think about what needs to be done that day and who I can have the best effect on. Because again, I'm not always talking to clients directly, but I am talking to the team members. And so I'm coaching team members to see what tools they need to serve the clients as best as possible. This is really like a CEO role. The CEO serves the people who serve the customers and the clients. And that's what I'm doing. And so I begin every day, obviously serving my wife, serving God by getting up and going to work. But most importantly, I serve the clients through serving my team to make sure they do the best job serving the clients.
So I guess my last question is kind of self-explanatory, but why is service the most mentioned core value at the Word Law Group, if you can summarize it?
Well, it's the most important core value because it's the one that really symbolizes everything we do. Again, we're a professional service firm. We're lawyers who serve people, helping them with their car accidents. We serve them by helping them get their medical bills paid for, getting their cars fixed, making sure that they have the treatment that they need, talking to the doctors who specialize in these kinds of traumas. And we make sure that as best we can, we take care of the clients. And that's basically just service in a nutshell. So it allows me to serve the groups of people who I want to serve. You ask, well, who do we serve? We serve people who've been injured in an accident, but what we found out, and as we've talked about on different videos, that, the Spanish-speaking population and typically the immigrant population, even here in South Florida, is really underserved. And insurance companies take advantage of that, right? They will offer Spanish-speaking people less money for their claims. And we believe here that not only are we supposed to serve people who've been hurt in car accidents, but we're supposed to serve, in particular, immigrants, people who don't always speak the language as their first language, and people who may be taken advantage of by insurance companies. We saw it early in our practice that insurance companies were taking terrible advantage of people, and so we stand against that. So service is really everything we do, and we have a passion for it. As long as God gives me breath, I'm going to be serving someone, and I'm very proud to say that we serve, the clients who we serve, and we get great results. Over $500 million in the last few years. So I think we're doing something right. Hopefully everyone agrees.
What about service to the team, service to each other?
Well, obviously, service to the client is the most important thing. And I tell this to our team. I say, look, if we don't serve the clients, we don't have a business. And so we need to make sure we put client service, customer service first. But then service to the team. That's our second most important core value. And what does that mean, really? Well, all of us are responsible for helping out each other to be the best version of ourselves every day while we're serving our clients, right? And so I want to make sure that I instill in everybody the importance of team. A lot of businesses have problems. They have what they call silos. Every department is against every other department, or everybody has their little territories, or what they call fiefdoms. I want to make sure here at the Ward Law Group that we all work together for the best result possible. And there's no one person who's a star, and there's no one person who's a lag. We got to make sure that we uplift each other and make sure that we're all trained and prepared to deal with the very difficult cases we sometimes face. So reminding people every day of service to teammates is almost as important as service to the clients, because we've really got to make sure that somebody maybe would be willing to jump in and help out if there's an issue. That's a core value that we look for every day in our organization. And we make sure that when we hire people, we look to see if they have some kind of team experience or some kind of experience where they show that they can be a team player, so they can step in and help out, or step up, I should say, to help everybody out. And when they learn a lot of stuff, they'll be able to train other people and really make sure that they're committed to the organization. Because when one of us wins, we all win. When one of us loses, we all lose. So I want to make sure we have the best chance to win all the time.
And the last one, service to the community. What does that mean to you?
That is, really important to me personally now, particularly as I get a little older. I want to make sure that we're giving back to the communities that we serve. Not only do we give back to the communities by serving our clients and make sure that people who've been hurt in car accidents or slip and falls have a chance to recover for their medical bills and their pain and suffering and other injuries that they have sustained, physical and mental. We also give back to various organizations that are based in our community. So, for example, we have turkey giveaways. We have Christmas toy giveaways for people who are underprivileged, who wouldn't necessarily even be able to get a toy for Christmas or have dinner for Thanksgiving. We give scholarships to kids who are in underserved or underprivileged areas. We make sure that we've paid for their college already. In fact, we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to that end, and we'll continue to do it for people who may not have an opportunity to go to college. And you're on the board of directors. We're both on the board of directors of the I Have a Dream Foundation. We've raised over $500,000 for cancer research because cancer has been a problem in my family. We have done so many things that make us proud. We supported orphanages and schools in Latin and South America, which many of our clients come from Latin and South America. So we give back to those communities as well, because it's really a part of giving back to the communities that we receive from. We receive from South Florida. We make sure we give back in South Florida, but we also receive from many people's home countries. We're grateful for the immigrants who we serve, and we give back to those countries too. And the list goes on, but it's really important to me at my stage of my life to be able to give back to the communities that we're serving, not only by handling car accident, slip and fall cases, other injury cases, but also giving back to the underprivileged kids who may not have a chance, families who are hungry, and those people who have some other situation that we can maybe help out with.
So thank you for that. Those were amazing answers. Thank you for explaining our core values.
Amazing questions.
So there you have it. Service, service, service. Service to our clients, service to each other, and service to our community. So there you have it. So thank you so much.